When you're factoring quadratics, there's lots of different methods that you can take to factor. In today's video, we're going to talk specifically about factoring the difference of squares. So difference of squares is exactly what it sounds like. It's subtraction, or the difference of two perfect squares. So if you have a base raised to the power of 2 and you're subtracting another base raised to the power of 2, what we can do is just take the bases, add them, and subtract them, and that gives you the two factors of your polynomial. So for example, maybe I have x squared minus 3 squared. Well, x would replace my a and 3 would replace my b, and I would end up with x plus 3 and x minus 3. Now keep in mind that we're using the bases to factor. I'm using the x and the 3. So if I had something like x squared minus 9, 9 is not raised to the power of 2. So I would need to first rewrite this as the difference of squares, x squared minus 3 squared, and then I can use the bases of x and 3 to factor, and I would end up with what I have above. So let me do one more. Maybe I've got x squared minus 36. Now again, I want to rewrite this as the difference of squares so that I can see what the bases are. So I'll rewrite it as x squared minus 6 squared. So now I can see that my bases are x and 6. So to factor, all I'm going to do is take those bases, I add them, and I subtract them, and that is my factored form. So let's try a couple. So we're going to factor each of these. If you want to get a head start, go ahead and pause the video and I'll catch up with you in a second. Okay, so I rewrote each of these so that we have the difference of two squares, and then once they're rewritten as a square minus a square, I can look at the bases and factor using that rule of adding the bases and subtracting the bases. Our next few have a little bit more going on, so let's take a look at these. Our goal is to do the same thing, rewrite them so that we have a power of 2 minus a power of 2, and then I can factor. So what I'm going to do is rewrite these as something squared minus something squared. Well, my a is already squared, so I know that that's just a squared. And the second one, the b is squared, but the 4 is not. The 4 does not have an exponent. Only the b has the power of 2. So if I want to rewrite it as one thing all to the power of 2, that 4 is going to be rewritten as a 2, and my b squared would just be b. And this is because 2b times 2b would simplify to 4b squared. So I'm just breaking it down so that I can write it as a single term to the power of 2. So now that I have the difference of squares, I can go ahead and take the bases of a and 2b, add them, and subtract them to get my two factors. And that's all we need to do to factor. I'm going to do that for the next couple. Again, pause the video if you want to try them on your own, but I'm going to go ahead and start walking through them. Okay, so that is a few examples of factoring the difference of squares. Hope that helped. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.